Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who news update video. In today's video, we're going to be going over an update regarding Disney Plus streaming, brand new Doctor Who filming for a Christmas special apparently set in New York, as well as details for a new Doctor Who sort of crossover thing for the 60th anniversary, and some missing episode updates. But before we get into any of that, if you could do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, it'd be very much appreciated. We are trying to get as many subscribers as possible before the 60th anniversary, so if you enjoy Doctor Who news, here really is the place to be. I'm keeping you all up to date as much as I can. But with that said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I've got to cover isn't something that even existed when I started recording this video. Tales of the TARDIS. This is the very first Doctor Who spin-off that we're having. It's launching 1st of November on BBC iPlayer. It's like in-universe stories where they're basically recounting adventures with classic doctors and companions. This is absolutely incredible. We can just see some pictures here. We've got Peter Davison's 5th Doctor and Tegan Jovanka, played by Janet Fielding. We've got Fraser Hines and Zoe as well. And oh my god, it's amazing. Clyde Langer and Joe Grant and Ace and Seven there. Very, very exciting stuff. Welcome to the WHONIVERSE and Tales of the TARDIS. As over 800 episodes of Doctor Who land on BBC iPlayer on 1st of November, they will all sit in one place, the WHONIVERSE, closely followed by the first original WHONIVERSE series, the WHONIVERSE. Welcome to the world where you can find every Doctor, every companion, and terrifyingly, hundreds of monsters that have appeared in Doctor Who. From the 1st of November, the WHONIVERSE will become the official name and dedicated home for all shows within the orbit of Doctor Who, which will live on BBC iPlayer. With over 800 episodes of Doctor Who content already in the back catalogue, the WHONIVERSE will launch with a brand new logo, and every piece of Doctor Who content will carry a brand new ident, instantly bringing all Doctor Who worlds together in one place, and it will continue to expand. Look at these images, they've made like an amalgam TARDIS, with like a fireplace that's the 13th Doctor's TARDIS, and you've got bits of Tennant's TARDIS, bits of like the TV movie structures, you've got bits of the Smith TARDIS, the Hartnell TARDIS, all of them. This is lovely. The first exclusive content to land in the WHONIVERSE will be Tales of the TARDIS, a brand new 6-part series that reunites beloved Doctor Who duos as they board a very special TARDIS on a nostalgic voyage through space and time. Tales of the TARDIS, reprising their roles as the Doctor and companions to go on a timey-wimey spin down memory lane in these unmissable adventures are Maria Bryan as Vicky and Peter Purves as Stephen, Fraser Hines as Jamie and Wendy Padbury as Zoe, Katie Manning as Jo and Daniel Anthony as Clyde, which is awesome, Peter Davison as the 5th Doctor and Janet Fielding as Tegan, Colin Baker as the 6th Doctor and Nicola Bryant as Perry, and 7th Doctor Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred as Ace. These Doctor Who legends step back into character to reflect on their adventures, and in the process, they discover something new, leaving viewers with a new insight into the story of each timeless pair. Over 6 parts, each episode of Tales of the TARDIS features a different duo, with brand new scenes woven together with classic episodes to create a feature-length omnibus episode. With new scenes written by showrunner Russell T Davies and previous Doctor Who writers Phil Ford and Pete McTeague, Tale of the TARDIS allows fans to rediscover the stories they love, whilst inviting new viewers to explore the vast mythology of the Doctor. Russell T Davies, Doctor Who showrunner, says, "The word WHONIVERSE was invented by the fans, so it's time to give it an official status, and Tales of the TARDIS is one of the greatest delights of my career. To see old Doctors and companions reunited, still fighting the good fight, is a perfect way to celebrate the Doctor's 60th birthday." Dan McGolphin, director of iPlayer and Channel, said, "I'm delighted to welcome TARDIS Tales exclusive to BBC iPlayer, the home of Doctor Who, which is consistently one of our most popular programmes every single week of the year. TARDIS Tales will sit within the WHONIVERSE and features brand new, incredibly moving scenes with well-loved characters. It will be a fantastic starting point for a new generation to discover some of the most classic episodes and a joyous way for a long-standing fan to catch up with old friends. Tales of the TARDIS is a Bad Wolf and BBC Studios production for BBC iPlayer. Executive producer Russell T Davies, Jane Tranter, Julie Gardner, Phil Collinson and Joel Collins. It's produced by Scott Hancock and directed by Joshua M.G. Thomas. The episodes are written by Russell T Davies, Phil Ford and Pete McTeague. This is absolutely incredible. There's no way else I can sort of describe this. So essentially what we're getting is sort of these mini episodes to kind of tie into previously existing episodes that tell us new stories about these characters, and they're basically telling them within this kind of hodgepodge TARDIS, you know, this kind of interior that's basically all of the TARDISes together, almost like a curator TARDIS in a way. This is absolutely wonderful. I'm a bit annoyed that they didn't get Colin to wear just the full rainbow outfit, but fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. This is the sort of thing you want from an anniversary. I don't want to hear anyone say that Russell T Davies only cares about his era. This is fantastic. And the whole concept of a WHONIVERSE, like this connected brand, that this is the first piece of exclusive programming for, implying that there will be more stuff like this, is incredibly exciting. I'd love maybe in the future, maybe get a new Who Doctor equivalent of this. That would be fantastic. This looks amazing. The amount of like budget and time and effort that's just gone into this little like mini thing, it's incredible. I'll definitely be watching these November 1st. This is something I wasn't expecting at all. And I just, hats off to the team, man. That's all I could say. This is absolutely incredible. There's no words. There's no words at all. So yeah, to start off with a bit of unfortunate news, it looks like Disney Plus will not be receiving the back catalogue for Doctor Who in November. So for context, Disney Plus is now the streaming home for Doctor Who going forward outside of the UK. It'll be basically where you get new episodes of Doctor Who from here on. However, there have been a lot of people speculating, are we going to see series, 1 to 13 on there? And it looks like, unfortunately, that's going to be a no. This comes from inverse.com. Doctor Who has a Disney Plus release date, but there's a disappointing catch. You'll have to travel services if you want to travel through time. Doctor Who, the longest running science fiction series in the world, is gearing up to celebrate its 60th anniversary after the 13th Doctor regenerated into David Tennant, aka the 10th Doctor. The hype was already built for the 3 upcoming specials, and with the new announcement of an official release date, the celebration is starting to seem a lot more real. The anniversary specials will premiere on Disney Plus in America this November, but if you want to go back and study up on the Doctor's past, like David Tennant's first tenure as the time-travelling Gallifreyan, you'll have to look elsewhere. While the new specials will premiere on Disney Plus, the new home of the franchise, it will only feature new episodes. Inverse confirmed with Disney that Disney Plus will be the home of Doctor Who, starting from the specials and beyond, so you won't see any of seasons 1 to 13 on there. If you want to watch New Who, the series starting from season 1 all the way up to present day, it's all available to stream on Max. However, even this isn't the complete run of the show. Classic Who, the 8 episode plus episodes that date all the way back to 1963, are available on BritBox. This show has 3 distinct streamers for 3 distinct eras. It may be confusing, but that's just part of the Doctor experience. Things are just confusing enough to be interesting. So yeah, this is kind of unfortunate. You won't be getting the back catalogue of Doctor Who on Disney Plus for the time being. As far as I understand it, the deal, at least for New Who, for the HBO streaming rights, expires around 2025. So there is a possibility that by 2025, you might see the new series landing on Disney Plus, but it is kind of unfortunate. I was wondering if maybe they could do a deal to at least get like Series 4 on there, given that that feels quite relevant to the upcoming 60th anniversary specials. Obviously, I feel like they're going to be relatively accessible, even if you haven't seen Series 4, but I feel like to get the most out of them, you need to have at least seen that, right? So it does feel unfortunate for fans of the show and newcomers to the show who are going to be jumping on with these specials. They're not going to have all the context right on one service. They're going to have to go to different services or pick up physical media, which is unfortunate, but like I say, I am hopeful that eventually, once streaming rights lapse over on HBO and BritBox, you might start seeing more of the back catalogue head over to Disney Plus. It's just a shame they couldn't work out a deal to get it on there early, but hey-ho, what can you do? However, this sort of led to a lot of speculation, because shortly after this, people noticed that Doctor Who, if you go onto BBC iPlayer, is being labelled Doctor Who 2005 to 2022. This has got a lot of people speculating as to whether there's going to be a series numbering reset. So essentially, Series 14 wouldn't be, Series 14, it would be Series 1, basically a new era for the franchise, in much the same way the revival was back in 2005. And I've seen a lot of people kind of scoff at the idea of resetting the numbering and stuff like that and being really concerned about that. Personally, I think the concerns over that are being a little bit blown out of proportion. I think it's more likely that the show's just being labelled like that, so that when classic Doctor Who gets added on the first, it's going to be labelled 1963 to 1989. So the revival would be 2005 to 2022. I do completely understand why people don't want a series numbering reset. However, I can sort of also see the merit to it as well, because for a lot of new viewers, it might be a bit daunting to start with series 14 of a show. My suggestion to combat this has always been do the named series thing like Flux, so that way, right, you kind of have the best of both worlds, Doctor Who Beginnings, or something like that. But fans who are in the know can still call it Series 14 if they want to. That to me feels like the best of both worlds, but we'll just have to wait to see on how that's approached. But I wouldn't go jumping to any conclusions just yet about that. In other Doctor Who 60th anniversary news though, Bargain Hunt is having its official Doctor Who crossover. It will release on the 23rd of November at 12:15 PM on BBC One. I've actually known about this for some time. I've seen some people kind of saying that this was happening, and obviously it's got contestants on it that are known on Twitter as well, which is very cool. But very, very cool nonetheless. I'll definitely tune into this. Bargain Hunt's not one of those things that I tune into often, mainly because, you know, I'm probably outside of the target age demographic normally for Bargain Hunt, but I think I'll definitely tune into this one. And it's just cool getting stuff like this. This is when it really starts to feel like an anniversary, when you have random Doctor Who bits popping up in different shows. That was one of my favourite aspects of the 50th. It just felt like an all-out celebration for the show on the channel, which was really nice. But coming to the meat of today's news video, Doctor Who filming locations is added again at 3 filming locations, saying that there are 3 active filming locations today: Mansion House Cardiff, Cardiff Uni main building, and somewhere in Penarth. So here you can see the Penarth location. It's the Penarth Conservative Club. There's not really much to sort of say here other than there's, I guess, cones to stop, you know, things going through. But yeah, near Cardiff University by the mansion, it looks like they're setting up for a New York City Christmas special. I think this is actually the 2024 Christmas special, not the 2025 Christmas special. But if you look at some of the set dressing for this, you can see a hot dog stand with the label Central Park Snacks, and it's a very New York hot dog stand. I've actually been to New York once and it did look exactly like this. Although this one does look a little bit older, which we're going to talk about in just a sec. You can kind of see here them just setting up around here, which is very cool. So this is actually interesting for a couple of reasons. Obviously, if you're a seasoned Doctor Who fan, you'll know New York's actually a bit of a weird one for the Doctor. Following the events of Angels Take Manhattan, New York is actually a difficult place for the Doctor to travel to, because during that story, the Weeping Angels cause a bunch of time shenanigans and it basically makes the TARDIS very difficult to land in, and therefore when Amy and Rory, spoilers, get sent back in time to New York, the Doctor can't actually see them following that because of all of the time shenanigans going on around that period. So the reappearance of the Doctor in New York, specifically it looks like in the past, which I'll clarify more in a sec, is very, very interesting for story reasons. But then we come to the main man himself, Ncuti Gatwa, once again rocking another costume variant. This time it seems to be a yellow version of the Madcap England shirt that we've seen him in before during, I believe, February filming, and brown trousers, very much kind of keeping with that colour scheme 15 sort of has, browns, yellows, oranges. That seems to be a bit of a consistent kind of theme across several of his different costumes. I really like it. It kind of looks old school, which does make sense for the setting of this story. I'm unsure what he's wearing on his head here, although apparently it's referred to, I think, as a scarf by Doctor Who filming locations. So yeah, but apparently that's not actually part of the costume. That's just something he was wearing in between takes. And this is near Mansion House, which is also very close to the unit. The director, Alex Pillai, and another cast member were also spotted on set. So yeah, you can see here, here's the director, and also another cast member, an unnamed cast member, presumably maybe like a, you know, an important kind of secondary character or maybe a background extra. But if you look at the costume, it's very kind of old-fashioned, kind of like 1920s, 1930s kind of aesthetic. So it looks like we're heading to New York in Christmas in the past, which is very cool, despite this all being filmed in Cardiff in traditional Doctor Who fashion. In fact, I saw some people kind of say, oh, is that a bit like cheap? But quite frankly, I'd prefer them not splurge loads of money on location filming and instead dedicate that to making the visuals look fantastic and also using that money to realise things like alien planets and that gorgeous TARDIS interior, which I'm sure is going to look amazing on camera. But yeah, I'm very interested to see a New York-based episode at Christmas. That's very fun. And then yeah, so just to clarify, Doctor Who filming locations said XMAS decorations have been spotted for Christmas 2024. So yeah, this is confirmed to be for Christmas 2024. The previous filming that I covered was, I believe, pickup shots for Christmas 2023. It all gets very confusing. And then here you can see the uni. It's got sandbags in front of it and a bunch of different lighting. Once again, the sandbags, I mean, it's giving very kind of like World War I, almost trenchy kind of vibes. And then here you've got a better look at the hot dog stand and pretzel stand. And yeah, it's very New York-esque. And obviously the eagle-eyed amongst you will know that this uni was actually used for Series 10's uni, which was also not in New York, which is funny. Just as I'm recording this, an extra has also shown up in World War II uniform. So yeah, it definitely seems like a World War I, World War II Christmas special in New York, which I'm very interested in. I love that period of history. World War II in particular, of course, but World War I's also quite interesting and does get less attention. So I'm very interested to see what this is all about. Could be a very sort of Christmas 1914 kind of vibe. I remember that one ad, I think it was for Sainsbury's way back, which was lovely. Maybe something to that effect, like the armistice, although they have done that for Twice Upon a Time, and that wasn't in America. Who knows? I don't know. If any of you know what uniform this actually is, whether it is World War I or World War II, because I'm not smart enough to figure that out, feel free to let me know. Just to add a little bit more, we've also had confirmation that their 2023 jacket that we've seen will return, even though it's with a new shirt. This is Ncuti's stunt double, but Ncuti is now also apparently on set, which is hugely exciting. I'm so glad that this coat is back. Absolutely incredible stuff. You guys will know it's my favourite Ncuti Gatwa 15th Doctor costume, so I'm so glad they went for it. Just to add, they've just announced that the Daleks have landed at Heathrow Airport. Flight to Skaro now boarding. From the 1st of November, you can find the Time Lord on a dedicated Doctor Who channel on British Airways in-flight entertainment system. This is kind of bizarre, not the sort of thing I was expecting to be announced today, but I thought I'd just mention it here in case you guys were wondering about my thoughts on it. But that about wraps up this news video for now. Obviously, I might miss some things in the time between this video being uploaded and more stuff being revealed from set. If that is the case, I'll post a follow-up tomorrow. But thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.